Hey, what's up guys? Crafty Fam here. Today is January 31st, 2012. It is currently 2:57 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The reason why I'm up right now is because 365 days ago from today, I made a change in my life. And it was the best possible change I've made ever, and I'm willing to admit that to this day. So, of course, I'll need a backstory to why it was the best change of my life. January 2011, the whole entire month was just shit for me, you know. I was a senior in high school, about ready to graduate, couldn't wait until June, but I had problems. You know, schoolwork was stressing me out, my family was stressing me out, my weight was stressing me out, you know. I was overweight at the time, and this girl was stressing me out. I just had problems like any other person, but I felt as if I was isolated and by myself. I didn't have anyone I could talk to at the time, and I was convinced that my life was going to be that way, and I was going to be alone and isolated the whole entire time. And I felt no matter what I did, whatever I tried to do to change it, it was already set to be that way. I had no control to what was going to happen. So what I did was I tried to force some kind of control on myself. So I went to the bathroom and I picked up a razor blade and I cut myself for the first time. And you probably can't see the cuts very well on camera, but I have quite a few of them right here on my left arm. But the first time I made that cut, I felt as if all of the stress I had in my life just disappeared. But this is reality, and problems just don't disappear because you cut yourself. And believe me, I was convinced that they did, but they didn't, you know. I went from cutting myself every other night to basically every night before I went to bed, because I was just so convinced that when I cut myself the problems disappeared. But when I wake up, the problems came back and they hit me just as hard as they hit me like they did before. So, what really set me off was, it was this very day last year, and I was talking to this girl. We've been talking for a while now, and I'm convinced that we could move to the next level, boyfriend, girlfriend, dating, that kind of thing. But no, she thought differently. She just saw us as friends, and I was convinced that I was going to be alone the rest of my life. And now that I think about it, sure, it was kind of stupid, but hey, it was high school. So I went to the bathroom, and I picked up my razor blade, and I cut myself. But this cut was deeper than any other one, and I started to bleed non-stop out of my arm, and I became more lightheaded than usual and really dizzy, and I fell to the ground and passed out. I came to about 2 hours later, and I walked into this very room, sat myself down, and said, alright, you can't be doing this anymore, because eventually you are going to end up dead. And I was convinced I was going to be dead within a 6-month time frame, and it's either I accept that the way it is or I make a change in my life. So what I do, I made that change in my life. And believe me, this change, it wasn't like that. It took me forever to finally accept the way my life is. I finally worked out all the problems I had. I lost 50 pounds. I'm proud to say that I did. I worked out all the problems with my family. I have one of the greatest relationships that I have now. I worked out all the problems I have with my friends. And I'm just proud to say that everything I did from last year until now, I'm just in a better place. I graduated high school, I'm going to college, I have a steady job, and that's basically it. In life, if you want to be happy with yourself, you have to be that positive change. And literally, this may sound very selfish right now, but you have to put yourself first. It doesn't matter what anybody else says, you have to put yourself first to be happy. And that's what I did. And I'm proud to say that I'm one of the happiest guys there is now. I'm positive as hell that I'm still alive. So yeah, like I said, it doesn't happen like that. It takes a while, and you just gotta accept it the way it is. So any comments, questions, feel free to leave them in this video. It's late now, so I'm gonna go to bed. So until next time, I'm Crafty Fam. You stay you, I'll stay me. Let's stay real. Peace.